We have reached the semifinal round for the challenger level. This match coming your way next. The Seattle Pioneers taking on the SoCal Hard Eights. Hello, everybody. Thrilled to have you back with us here on Championship Court. Michelle McMahon and Adam Stone in the booth. Cameron Blackwood will be joining us from the sideline, and we have a thrilling matchup here today for many reasons. How about the Hard Eights GM right at our disposal to get the inside scoop of what has been going right for this team, the #1 seed, earning the bye all the way to the finals. The Seattle Pioneers, a little more battle-tested to this point. This match happened earlier in the tournament, to which the Hard Eights won. Give us a scoop on the draw, Adam.
Absolutely. This was a very highly contested match at 3-1 in pool play, and you get in this situation and you have the Hard Eights, and it's just, hey, just do what you did yesterday. It's not quite that easy, Michelle.
Yeah.
This is a very good team, the Seattle Pioneers. They're going to make some adjustments, so we'll see if the Eights can adjust to those adjustments. It's going to be a very good one.
Here's how.
Look at that.
Here's the win probability, 50-50 split. Okay, this is interesting. And the Seattle Pioneers, by the way, in my opinion, got a steal with Pat Smith going undrafted at the challenger level. One of the misses of all challenger misses for Pat Smith to go undrafted, but they were able to pick him up due to an injury on their team of Brandon French. Dave Fleming was on it. Pat Smith was on their roster as soon as he could claim it. Wes Burrows, the other man on their side. Lina Padiga-Meta, Megan Fudge, the ladies in blue. Left side of your screen to the right, it's Yana Newell. Man, she has been dominant. That was also a steal in the challenger level draft that you were a big part of. Eva Radzikowska, the two-time MVP for Major League Pickleball, CJ Klinger and Todd Fote. Let's start with the ladies. Adam, what is the strong point of the Hard Eights?
Well, it's a great balance. We have the pocket rocket Yana Newell. She is just a tiny little thing, but unbelievable power and movement from her. And then we have Eva Radzikowska, who is definitely a taller player, phenomenal two-handed backhand, and they have really been meshing throughout this weekend, and I expect them to play big in this first match.
According to the coin toss, Seattle won the toss, chose to react as most teams do once we get to the mixed doubles portion. Then the Eights decided to receive. Seattle opted to put their women's team out first, and then the Eights chose their side. And let's start with the receiving choice. Why is that a good choice in rally scoring?
Yes, received. I always choose receive, whether it's rally scoring or regular serving. The receiver has the advantage for sure in pickleball. They get the first chance to come up to the kitchen, which is very much a huge deal. And we have both teams that their first and second round draft pick were the ladies, and then the third and fourth round draft pick were for the men. So I kind of think we're going to get what we get from these ladies. Which one of these third or fourth round selections from the fellas is going to step up is going to be a huge factor. And to touch on what you said, Michelle, an injured Pat Smith, reasonable not to be drafted. A healthy,
fair point. That's a fair point.
A healthy Pat Smith, it was a snub. The man has electric hand speed and power.
He still felt it was a snub anyway, even though he was injured. Just with some of the guys he felt went ahead of him, knew he would get better. But hey, you're exactly right. Not everybody, takes care of their body the way that he does at his age to come back with such a vengeance in his career. We've seen Tyson McGuffin do the same thing, early 30s, injured, maybe thought he was on his way out, and here he's back playing better than ever.
Right,
so.
And I had the privilege of watching some of Pat Smith's matches at Tournament of Champions a couple months ago, and that was 2019 Pat. Bending, no issues with the hips or the knees. He was able to hit the shots that he wanted to hit, so we'll see what he has for us today. But ladies first, here we go.
Ladies first, Indy. Lina Padiga-Meta will kick us off with the serve. Megan Fudge playing the left. Eva Radzikowska on the left for the Hard Eights, and Yana Newell will be the receiver.
Yeah, and the SoCal Hard Eights pretty smooth through 3-1, 3-1, 4-0. The one loss from the Pioneers was to the Hard Eights, as we mentioned, and they also had one Dream Breaker mixed in against the St. Louis Shock in pool play.
Lina Padiga-Meta played tennis at the University of Texas. Megan Fudge came out early with a purpose.
Yeah, this is women's pickleball right there. We're not going to ease our way forward, hit a couple dinks. We're going to let it fly from all parts of the court. I love it.
1-0.
Just deep for Radzikowska.
Yeah, it's a good look from her. Really nice with that set up with the two-handed backhand and then finish with the forehand. It's a great combination for her.
Slow start for the hard eights. Seattle on top 3-0.
Yeah, nice drop there from Lena, forcing Newell to lose a little bit of balance on that forehand roll attempt.
3-0.
Good pressure from the hard eights.
Yes, and this was an issue. I saw the match earlier that allowed the Pioneers to get here, and the ladies didn't make it to the kitchen at a very high clip, but they're so good from the back of the court and the mid-court, the Pioneers.
Wide for Jana Newell.
Yeah, Megan Fudge fired up about that slow dink rally, and you know, those are fewer and far between in the women's game, so it's nice to get one of those every now and then. Yeah, nice shot there from Radzikowska, and once again a couple high thirds and fifths from the Pioneers.
Shot down the line for Pizzigameta.
Yes, she loves that two-handed backhand, and she's got a great wingspan and size. So when you were attacking, you want to try to target her forehand. It's just tough to get it there, Michelle.
Ball was called wide by Pizzigameta. That one looked close.
It's extremely close. In real time, I would have trouble saying in or out there. Yeah, no challenge.
Okay, Ron Ponder, our lead referee.
Yeah, looks wide here on the double box. Nice job, Truck. All right, Pioneers hot. We have had some quick hitting points and also coming out on top of a couple of these soft rallies up at the kitchen. Eight's got to figure something out early.
Oh, got the ball she wanted, cooks it long. Seattle.
I mean, Pizzigameta, she's a 6-0 player, 7-0 with the grunts, man. She really lets it fly out there.
It's a good finish from Jana Newell. Her game has so much improved the last couple of months. She's dedicated her full-time career to the sport. Love to get your thoughts after this point on where you've seen her game grow.
Yeah, we're gonna can't let Megan Fudge get away with that ambitious attack. Radzikowska late breaking to the middle, but yes, Jana Newell just smoothing out her game. She always had the talent, she always had the firepower and the movement, but just a little cleaner with some of the in-between shots now that she is a full-on pro.
Radzikowska buries it cross court.
Yeah, one of her better shots, really nice at getting that angle as well. And something to note is the Pioneers played the Hustlers earlier today, and this is the first match of the day for the one-seed hard eights. Slow start is to be expected. That's a nice combination from Megan Fudge. Net assisted helped, but either way, I think I like the offense from her looking to pull a trigger, even though 2 points ago was a little ambitious.
Just back for Patiga Meta.
Yeah, they really fly around the Pioneers. Great movers, nice length, and they like to poach and take advantage of opportunities. I expect that to continue. There we go, coming in hot, Newell, and a little energy right after that shot, which I like just as much as the actual play.
Oh, what a point. The hard eights come away with that one. It was a battle.
That was an absolute battle. I think we had a random two-handed forehand from Lena Patiga Maite in the middle of that. Unbelievable.
17.
Nice hands from the Pioneers, but a better flow to this match. The last few points, it was pretty lopsided early on, so I like what's happening here from an energy perspective from the eights for sure. And we, as commentators, this is a tough one here. We got a couple rough names going on, and I'm not sure if I say it different every time. I went out to dinner with Eva last night, and I called her 4 different names, and I was just trying to figure it out. It's just tough out here. It's tough.
Radzikowska, Patiga Meta, I believe, but we don't know.
All right,
Maeta is creative.
Yeah,
I like
right
it.
there. Yeah, that's right. And I've heard her say it. I've heard other people say
know.
it. I'm just trying to dig deep and figure it out. I apologize, guys.
As for the scouting report, if you could advise your team right now, what are you telling them?
Yeah, so it really was mainly the slow start for me. The energy from the Pioneers right off the bat. They came in hot. They were putting pressure, lots of offense with their shots, and the eights have responded, and really the only difference is that 4 or 5 points at the beginning. So I don't have a huge problem with what's going on as we are easing into this match. So we'll see what they come up with out of the break. A nice conversation over there on the sidelines.
One of the challenges of rally scoring some of the players have expressed is you don't have a lot of time to ease your way into a match with the points mattering every time. So those first 5, it's not like you're on serve and able to just ease your way in. With side-out scoring, that's a nice drive from Patiga Meta.
Yeah, a little confusion in the middle as Radzikowska was coming in forward. Newell was trying to protect her in the middle, clanking paddles.
Just wide was the call on Radzikowska.
That was very close in real time. It's tough to see.
Potentially challengeable, I don't know. Let's have a closer look at that one if we can. Megan Fudge will continue on. Ball was wide. Here's another picture of the. Okay, yep, that was out.
Yeah,
a moment ago.
Yes, and the last point, Pioneers. I mean, that was some incredible offense from the eights on a number of occasions, and the Pioneers are able to dig out of it. They are really firing on all cylinders in this women's match.
Seattle off to a hot start.
Yeah, and a difference from yesterday as Radzikowska and Newell were able to win 21-18 in pool play. Definitely a different situation right now.
15-7.
Megan Fudge, the former University of Illinois standout tennis player, rips it into the net. She's been solid, though, on her side.
Yeah, she has, just pulling off of that two-handed backhand a little bit, causing the error.
Wide there for Newell and Radzikowska, looking to gather themselves. Down 8 has to be the biggest deficit they've faced all tournament, I would imagine.
Yeah, no question. And just a really quality counterattack from Megan Fudge. I don't hate what Jana Newell did right there.
Big put away for Jana Newell.
Yeah, she's got the easy power. I talked about that before the match started. Really good at putting away that pickleball after the high mid-court shot from Lena. Yeah, really nice angle from Fudge after several overheads through the court, finally finding an angle that she liked and putting the ball away.
17-9.
Yeah, well, it rains, it pours. You're playing well, getting a couple breaks, and that's the situation right now with this lopsided score.
Lena Patigamaita, she's had good results at MLPs. Made the semifinals twice in 2022, undefeated in Austin as well that year. That's a good challenge from Radzikowska.
That's right, nice firefight. Much more likely that a firefight in a point like that can get the energy back on your side. Let's see if they can springboard that to a couple more points. And a gift from Lena definitely helps the situation. Obviously, go time for the 8s.
We've seen some crazy comebacks here on championship court today.
I mean, it's bad luck there. It's a mishit. Oh, okay, so it's called out. I actually, in real time, I actually saw that in. I didn't have a perfect view, though.
Seattle's going to challenge if the call is out.
Yeah, and sometimes it's tough because that was a clear mishit. So if Lena hits that cleanly, that is going to sail very, very long. And so I think that that's what caused the call from Jana Newell, as that ball was mishit, and it does, as we can see on the replay, landing just inside of the baseline.
Yep, that is as in as it gets. This one shouldn't take long.
Yeah.
Hey guys, SoCal. Right now the score is 18-12. Now a good video review.
How'd you guys see that?
We got Onisha Smith and Ron Ponder up here figuring things out, and as we mentioned, it should be a quick replay, but you always have to double check and make sure we get it right. That is the most important thing.
Seattle looking sharp here early in game 1.
Yeah, and the 8s finally get a nice attack over to the forehand side of Lena, and catch her a little slow getting over to the forehand side, and she drops it just in the baseline. That's kind of a microcosm of how this first match is going.
Yeah. It's rare that you see these two in that situation. They've been so strong together, Jana Newell and Eva Radzikowska, rock solid, and as you would assume they would be.
We got Ron Ponder out here to let us know what happened.
After video review, the call is overturned. SoCal loses a video challenge. Seattle will be
One challenge lost for the Hard 8s. Still have two more free ones to go. For the remainder of the match, Megan Fudge will take back the serve and a 19-11 scoreline. It's a good pressure from Jana Newell.
Yeah, and that's really been one of the issues for the 8s, as when they have got a pop up from the midcourt from the Pioneers, they have been unable to put that point away. Great job there.
Wide for Newell. 1 step forward, 2 steps back.
Yeah, and just two unleashing of shots at the beginning of that point, and the Pioneers dig out of it after a very high ball from Lena Pedega-Maite. So just have to find a way to bury that ball in the dirt or create an angle to end the point against these scrappy Pioneers.
Game point for Seattle. What a finish from Radzikowska.
Yeah, that's a nice job going behind. These ladies really love to either drop or drive their third, the Pioneers, and then crash to the middle. So putting that ball behind that player at the kitchen can be a great option.
Side out for Seattle. This is rally scoring games to 21, but you must win on your serve. There is no freeze here in season 2. New rule change.
2013.
There we go, found a way to keep the pressure on. 3 big forehands from Jana Newell. So still just hanging around, hanging around.
14-20.
A good ball from Jana Newell hanging in there at the kitchen.
Yeah, a little role reversal for the teams as the 8s were pinned back and the Pioneers could not put that ball away. 8s get back forward and earn the point.
Oh, Newell. Scrappy play from Newell. Doesn't matter. Seattle gets another side out, looking to close out game 1. 3 game points for them now. Megan Fudge will close it out down the line on Jana Newell. What a start for the Seattle Pioneers, jumping out to a 1-0 lead.
Yeah, just too good from the Pioneers in that women's doubles match. A little flat for the 8s, and the Pioneers didn't give them any chance to creep back in. Just well played from them. Let's see if the fellas for the 8s can pick up the slack.
So the gentleman will take the stage next. Wes Burrows and his partner Pat Smith. A late ad with the Pioneers. Dave Fleming, a keen eye for talent. He has built many successful teams here in Major League Pickleball. Megan Fudge and Lena Pedega-Maite, they look dominant in game 1 as we check in now with Cameron Blackwood to discuss with the winners.
Thanks, Mish. You guys had so much power coming from your side, but you chose women's first. How confident were you going up against a team like Jan and Eva that are just so consistent?
I think, well, we played against them yesterday, and we had a totally different plan coming in today, and I trust Megan and her decisions, and we said we're just going to trust each other and just go after it.
Dave Fleming pulled you guys aside just right before this interview. What was he telling you?
No, he said just trust ourselves, you know. I mean, I think we have 4 phenomenal players on our team. Anybody can take the team on their back, and that's what we're doing right now and pulling each other together. So it was amazing teamwork.
Pioneers take the first point here. We're going to come right back with men's doubles. Don't go anywhere.
Innovation is our specialty. Winning is his. Zane Navratil has won more than 40 Pro Gold medals and back-to-back Major League Pickleball titles. One of pickleball's most iconic and decorated athletes teamed up with our world-class engineers with one goal in mind: build a paddle that can dominate. The Zane Navratil Signature Paddle, designed for champions by champions. Available now. ProXR Pickleball. Innovation you can handle.
Dulce Vida Tequila. Tequila, pure and simple.
the all-new Prius. Toyota, let's go places.
MLP Atlanta rolls on here in Season 2, and we are spoiled with a guest in the booth right now, alongside Adam Stone and former world number 11 and U.S. Open finalist Sam Querrey, joining us now to discuss one of his besties as the men's doubles portion of the match will take the stage. Wes Burrows in the mix for the Seattle Pioneers. Pat Smith on the other side of the hard eights. It'll be CJ Klinger and Todd Fote. Let's start with where you're most familiar with Seattle, and we'll let Adam take hard eights since he's the GM. What shall we know about Wes Burrows? And
gosh,
welcome to
I could go on for 2 hours right now about Wes Burrows, but look, for a guy that had a baby like 6 weeks ago, he's had no sleep. It's been a just being a new dad.
Yeah.
He's come out the last 2 days, and he's statistically been like the best player in the Challenger League, and he kept it going this morning. Him and Pat are playing great. I know we just saw this pop up on the sign in the back. It had the win probability for Pat Smith and Wes at 51-49. I've got it at 70-30.
Oh.
These guys are confident. They're playing well, and so I think they've got this one. I'm gonna go 21-16.
Okay.
Fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to lie. They both look pretty good in powder blue. I'll admit that.
Seattle's a great
According to
great
looks
team.
alone.
Yes. So Wes Burrows coming over and say that he wants Sam to destroy him, and we do too. So
it's tough when he's playing so well. Like, what am I supposed to say?
I mean, numbers don't lie. You talked about the stats.
Exactly.
And your boy, he's playing some pickle.
Look, off court, he's annoying as can be. On court, he's playing great, and I hope they're going to win.
Pat Smith was a steal for them as well, a veteran anchor of that team. Over in the hard eights, Adam, your time to rebuttal. What gives this team?
Well, we're just
going
to do a little switcheroo of pool play. We had the fellas from the Pioneers winning, and our ladies, the hard eights, won. So didn't work out for the ladies previously. So I think the eights are going to step up big here.
All right, you're a betting man. So are your team owners. Let's see.
I'll tell you what, this kid, CJ Klinger, is really stepping up his game. He grows an inch every time I see him, and he has got a lot of skills, especially the soft stuff.
He's a great player. I've played him a handful of times.
And you both have similar builds.
Yeah, and there's nothing better than a lefty in sports. And if you can find a good lefty in pickleball, they're going to be a sought-after entity. Everyone wants those.
Facts.
Long for Pat Smith. The Pioneers seem tight early, down 3.
Yeah, this isn't the start that I was personally hoping for.
I think you jinxed him, Sam.
It's getting worse by the second. We might need an early timeout here from the Pioneers.
Oh, a footfall on the Ernie attempt there. Must have been on the landing on the right foot for Pat Smith. Either way, pretty quality start here for the boys in black. Yeah, nice. I like him squeezing the middle with that lefty forehand. Just Pat Smith, 5 or 6 years now, just some of the heaviest hands on tour.
1-5.
Sometimes it's tough. I always felt like in tennis, if I played a singles match in the morning and then later that day I went and played a doubles match, you'd play great. Sometimes it's a benefit to playing early in the day, like the Pioneers did.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, actually.
Yeah, we briefly talked about it earlier. So some people like the bye, some people don't. So to be fresh and to be in that, competition mode early in the day, it's easier to carry that over into the evening.
And the point for the Hard Eights, and a timeout called promptly for Seattle. CJ Klinger and Todd Fote off to a hot start. What's working particularly well for them?
Well, it's nothing has to do with them. They're just they're hitting the ball in a little bit, and then the Pioneers are making some errors. And they are a volatile team. They like to shake and bake. They like to drive. Their offense and their power is high end, but they have to find a way to get some form of rhythm right now because the soft stuff's loose, and a couple of the decision making on the offensive side is struggling as well. So lots of game left, fortunately for them, and I like the early stoppage of play.
Your boy Wes has got to wake up.
I know.
What would you tell him?
I like the early stoppage. I'm a fan of getting rid of timeouts in this sport. I think we should have no timeouts, although I like that timeout. But look, they've got to. They won that women's doubles, so even if they come out on the wrong end of this men's doubles, they're tied at 1. So they're playing with house money right now. They're going to relax and put some points on the board.
And a missed return is not what the doctor ordered.
Not what Dave Fleming told him to do in that timeout there.
Oh boy.
Sometimes in all sports, just momentum's hard to stop.
Especially with rally scoring.
And rally scoring is, yeah, exactly. There we go.
Yeah, and it could be just a variety of things that could shift the tides. Who knows? A firefight, a couple errors from your opponents. Things can change very quickly.
Todd Fote, the Canadian.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, weird story here. His best friend growing up, I coached tennis in Texas.
Really?
Yeah, just a little fun fact.
I didn't know they should. It'd be kind of cool if they had an all-Canadian team. They could kind of field one, right? Under a few. Like,
there's quite a few.
Todd, Catherine Parenteau,
yeah.
Canadian.
Steve Deacon.
Yeah. Steve Deacon.
I like this.
Hannah Blatt, not playing right now, but another good Canadian player.
Yeah, I played a tournament in Canada. They absolutely love their pickle up there, so it's good stuff.
You're starting to see pickleball expand to other countries.
Yeah.
Fast forward 3-4 years, I think you're going to see a lot more in Europe and the Middle East and China and who knows? Maybe there's 48 teams 5 years from now. We've got international pickleball.
I mean, people in Asia love their racket and paddle sports, and so I don't see why we wouldn't expand completely. So, and Sam, you said since age 8 this has been your boy. That's quite a while ago.
Yeah, we've moved to Thousand Oaks, which is kind of actually close to where we live now. At the age of 8, we started playing tennis together and been friends since then. But he's looking at me right now. He knows he's playing terrible. He knows that he's got a long way to go to come back and win this match. So hopefully he can turn it around. But yeah, we've been good buddies for a long time, and we actually now live about half a mile from each other and practice a lot, and both have little kids. So life is good.
He's responsible for getting you involved in the sport.
He's the first person I played with about 6 years ago.
Just back on the return. It's tough, especially in rally scoring. If you get in any sort of funk, this game could end in a hurry, and you blink and it's done. Nice shot from Pat Smith.
Yeah, he gets in tight to the kitchen line, leans over, reaches in, takes his opponent time away. Very nice job by Pat.
Stacked with Germans on the side of the Pioneers on the topic of international. Pat Smith. Megan Fudge.
A really nice shot there from Todd Fote. Very similar to what Pat Smith did earlier, reaching into the kitchen, taking time away.
That's a nice play from Smith.
That was, and at this point, I think if you're Wes and Pat Smith, you're going to lose this match. Like, I think you're losing this match, but you try to take little tidbits here and there and take some momentum into the mixed doubles. Hey, what's not working well? Let me try to gain a little confidence on if it's your dinks, it's your returns, whatever it is, and bring that into the mixed doubles.
Yeah, I completely agree. You know, there's a different, I mean, a loss is a loss, but there's a steamroll, and then there's a game where you kind of feel like you figured something out. Big difference.
I still think a comeback is possible with rally scoring. We've seen some crazy comebacks happen here.
Not possible. Not
Okay.
possible. The deficit is too large.
All right. You heard it here first.
I hope I'm wrong, though.
Glass half full. And so does Wes. This is a 7-point deficit, rally scoring. You're only midway through.
That's
it's
true.
not 19.
Look, they're not getting to 15 points in this.
Okay.
Right in the tushy.
I almost feel like that should count. The fact that he made that in after
bonus
it hit him.
points.
And he kind of like pushed it out into it with the left cheek there. Todd Fote bringing it all to the table right now. That's really nice combination with Todd Fote with the forehand Ernie. And then, as Sam said, that big lefty paw in the middle. It's so nice in sports to have that lefty.
CJ Klinger was your 3rd round draft pick, Adam. And he seems to be a steal at that pick. What was the insight that you had on this guy at that point?
And then after that, why didn't you draft me?
Okay, first question, upside of the youngster. Great
enough.
soft game. Second question, no comment.
A lot of upside.
Yes, upside everywhere.
More reps with Wes Burrows.
Exactly.
The earlier in the day, Wes Burrows.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, the hands on the hips and the crouch down.
The pool play in quarterfinal West Bros could not be beat.
Just barely got out of the way of that one. Hey, maybe that was the wake-up call he needed.
Right? Maybe it was it could have helped if that ball knocked him right in the forehead, you know?
It's true.
Happened
Poke him up
earlier.
a little
St.
bit.
Navratil got hit, cracked in the back of the head. And amped up after that.
I mean, it's a good look. Heavy drive from Pat. Wes Burrows crashing to the middle with the forehand. I mean, that's a pattern that they can be successful with. It's just kind of how this game has gone.
18-10.
It's a nice play from Smith.
Yeah, just ball just comes off his paddle with a lot of life. I know I brought it up a couple times, but I still have some nightmares about that.
One of the few players to ever take down Ben Johns this season in men's doubles. Pat Smith was. We're 3 points away from the 15 mark.
They're chipping away.
Sam Query
Like I said, I
said
hope
they
I'm
would
wrong.
never achieve.
Get there.
I hope I'm wrong, but I'm putting the over-under at 15.
Pat Smith finds the corner.
Yeah, he's caught Fote sitting heavy on the forehand side a couple times. Great manipulation of that wrist to push the ball up the line from Pat Smith. And I like that play from Todd Fote. You generally want to keep the player back, but if one player's up, they're kind of a sitting duck, so you don't always have to go to that player back. Attack that player that's creeping into the transition zone.
Come on.
Side out. Point. 14.
Run it now. Let's go.
14-19.
Pat Smith solid at the kitchen.
Yeah, that was a pretty quality firefight there because Todd Fote with the ambitious speed up, but his partner backed him up. Just too much Pat Smith.
Come on, boys.
And keep in mind, Seattle won the toss, and they get to choose their mixed doubles matchup when they get to that point. CJ Klinger all over the speed up chance and game point. to the hard eights.
Wes is on that one, though. It's not triggering as quick as it was this morning, but he's right there.
Speed up answered by Todd Fote. The hard eights take this one 21-15. General Manager Adam Stone. Well done.
Well, it was just like pool play, just a reversal of the two genders. So split it one, all coming down to mix. Very exciting stuff here.
I would have won 21-12 if you had drafted me.
I love it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
I think Wes is nervous that you're in the booth talking about him, Sam. So if you're a player in a funk and in this situation, split one game apiece, how do you bounce back? You know Wes is not playing to his potential. The hard eights are taking advantage, but to be fair, the ladies on the hard eight side maybe we're a little bit off. So what's the general manager advice? What's the player advice?
It's fresh start. It's fresh start. These are professionals out here. You have to find a way to lock back in and to lose one match and then have a fresh start is such a big way to do that. I expect them to come out strong, both of them.
Exactly, and mixed doubles is so different than men's doubles, which is so different than singles. So it really is. It's a fresh start, almost playing a new sport. Like, that's how different these are with gender doubles compared to mixed doubles. So I think on both sides, everyone's going to come out feeling good, feeling new, and we'll see what happens.
No one else is feeling good. CJ Klinger and Todd Fote, who took game 2 to even out the series. Cameron Blackwood is with them now.
Thanks, Mish. Not a lot of dinking in that men's doubles that we traditionally see. Why was the game plan to hit a lot of speed ups and make sure you're coming out with a lot of fire?
I don't know if that was the game plan, but I was feeling a little nervous. Soft shots weren't great, so grip and rip.
And how important is it, especially in a game like MLP when we have rally scoring, to make sure you guys get this point and tied up 1-1 before mixed?
Yeah, it's a big difference between 0-2 and 1-1, definitely.
And we have your GM, Adam Stone, in the booth. Did he give you any pointers before heading into this match?
Yeah, I have an earpiece in, and he's giving us pointers throughout the match, so thanks, Adam.
He just didn't talk for women's. Got it. Okay. They tied up 1-1. We're going to come right back with mixed doubles. Don't go anywhere.
It's not perfect.
Innovation is our specialty. Winning is his. Zane Navratil has won more than 40 Pro Gold medals and back-to-back Major League Pickleball titles. One of pickleball's most iconic and decorated athletes teamed up with our world-class engineers with one goal in mind: build a paddle that can dominate. The Zane Navratil Signature Paddle, designed for champions by champions. Available now. ProXR Pickleball. Innovation you can handle.
Dulce Vida Tequila. Tequila, pure and simple.
The all-new Prius. Toyota. Let's go places.
All right, time now for the mixed doubles game. Michelle McMahon, Adam Stone back in the booth, Cameron Blackwood on the sideline, and the Seattle Pioneers won the toss which is relevant here because they chose to react when it came to mixed doubles, which means the Hard Eights had to lay their hand first. They put out Jana Newell and Todd Fote.
And Michelle, this is a big deal because Jana Newell and Todd Fote had a comfortable win against Megan Fudge and West Burrows, and now they are flip-flop. So reacting to mixed, a very big deal, especially in this situation.
Interesting, interesting. So you got to see the matchup the other way around previously. What do you think about this one?
Unfortunately, I did not get to see that because I was commentating another match. But from the score line, 21-12, and I had a little chat with the boys and the ladies afterwards. So I have an idea of how it went, but I don't know too many specifics. But it makes perfect sense that the Pioneers would want to switch as they were swept in mixed previously.
Jana Newell went for the speed up.
And I think she would have caught Pat in a bad spot there. We'll never know as it clips the tape.
1-0.
Nice loose arm from the three-quarter arm slot from Todd Fote, setting it up with the topspin roll and then finishing with a full-on slapper.
Some hockey terms, the Canadian. The power of Pat Smith. He packs a heavy punch at the kitchen.
I wasn't even trying to set you up. You just slapper, Canadian. I mean, it's just all tying together right now. Let's go.
Thanks, Adam. Padiga-Meta, so big on that backhand as we saw so many times before.
Yeah, great cleanup from her. And once again, a nice explosive move from Pat Smith over to his left. Not sure he could have made that about a year ago. And I would expect the eights to look to target Pat Smith on the return. Not drastically, but just a little bit. He will get in some funks with his third shot. But it's always tough because he has a heavy forehand drive, so you're kind of playing with fire. So I expect them to test that out, and if he's hot, then maybe move over to Lena on the returns. Yeah, just so much power on the full stretch. That's the key there. A lot of people can get power in certain situations, but when those arms get fully extended and you're stretched out of your contact point.
Errors on the side of the Hard Eights.
Yep, a lot of errors early, and maybe they do switch over to Lena as Pat Smith, 2 or 3 very heavy drives early on.
Chance taken from Newell.
Absolutely great job from Jana Newell to be able to get a lot of spin. Pat Smith stepped over to his right to hit a two-hander, but the spin of Newell dipping down caused the error. Yeah, a couple loose plays from both teams early on. Got to find your footing. Not a lot of time here. I mean, how does he bail himself out of that? He's in just absolutely terrible position and somehow digs out of it.
Pat Smith, you're talking.
Yes, absolutely.
Good counterattack there from Padiga-Meta.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And this team, it plays in nicely as she slides over to the right because she loves that two-handed backhand much more than her forehand counter. And then she's got that heavy-handed forehand to back her up.
Couple of high resets, matter of time before the Hard Eights would finish it off.
Yeah, exactly right. Very nice rolls from each player in black, and then Todd Fote finishing over at the left foot of Pat Smith. Very nice. Yeah, Fote Fote going for the drive. Pat Smith transitioning in. Unfortunately, Todd leaked to the middle to hit that forehand and left some court on his backside.
Should he have driven it line at Lina?
I think that would have been a reasonable play as well.
Lina Patigamaita going right at Todd Fote.
Yeah, she can just kind of line up on her sliver of court and kind of disregard her forehand, especially when the attack is coming cross court from Jana Newell.
Smith going full power. A lot of drives, a lot of speed ups from Seattle.
Yeah, definitely. And some slight confusion there in the middle. And Pat Smith mishit that last ball, just floated right in between the eights. And
Seattle is the team to 11 first. Sorry, continue your thought on
Oh, no. That was it. I mean, that's really what it's been. It's been a couple loose errors from the eights, and then when they have found a decent spot to speed up, the counterattack ability of the Pioneers has been on it. So we have to possibly find a new pattern and possibly pick a couple different targets where to attack because the patterns are in favor of the Pioneers right now.
Eva Radzikowska and CJ Klinger regrouping with these two. What would your advice be?
Well, I mean, these players, I'll tell you right now, Todd Fote, Eva, and Jana Newell. CJ's a little bit quieter, but they are all very strategic players, and we've had some really, really good conversations. So what I touched on earlier is find a different pattern. We cannot have Jana attacking Lina cross court. If that two-handed backhand is counter is on point, find another way.
That was some good defense from Patigamaita. Fote coming away with it though.
Yeah, and if you can weather that initial drive from Pat Smith, then you're in a pretty good spot, because as I mentioned, he is not as comfortable in the mid-court. And that was a pattern I'm scared of. It worked out that time as Lina brought her two-handed right to Todd Fote's two-hander, but I'm not sure if that is going to be a sustainable strategy with that cross-court attack, but worked that time. Incredible shot from Todd Fote, completely freezing Pat Smith from a low position, creating an incredible amount of spin to keep that ball in.
89.
Ooh, Pat Smith went for the Ernie, and just like that, a 2-point game.
I said it once yesterday, I'll say it again. You can't Ernie Downey soft, Michelle.
And a missed return from Pat Smith brings us to 11-10.
Man, just wild swings, like just big gap.
And I mean, 2 to me wasn't done yet.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a tough spot, and you see Jana Newell saying, my bad, leaving that dink high. Nothing Todd Fote can do after a very nice lean-in attack from Lina. There we go, Jana Newell. Some nice offense at the feet of her opponents, and we are still at a 1-point game.
Was all over the attack.
Yep, two-hander to two-hander. Todd Fote, pretty good cut at that two-hander. Not sure what happened. Either the power of Smith or possibly the shadows threw off his vision, as we do have a sliver on the court.
That's a great point by you. These are interesting shadows, too, to play through. Oh, Lena Padigameta declared it out. Newell's looking for a challenge, and they will.
What are they challenging?
The call.
Okay, no, I was sorry. I was looking over at the bench of the Pioneers. That's my fault. My fault.
Lena called it out, I believe.
Yes, and Pat didn't react much at all, and he had a decent look at it. So we'll have to see. And it was another one, as we saw earlier in the women's match, it was a slight mishit. Yeah. So you think that's sailing out for sure, but the player didn't hit it as well as they want to, and often those drop shorter than you're thinking. So it's tough to call that when you're almost for sure it's going out and then it doesn't.
Seattle's out call. Now we'll be at 14-11. As of now.
Oh, look at that, CJ Klinger, cool as a cucumber over there. Look at that guy, men in black.
17 years old. Can you imagine what his game's going to look like when he's 21, 22?
Oh, I thought we were getting a look at it. Yes, absolutely right. He's growing by the minute. Yes.
The exit.
Uh-huh.
Here it is.
Oh my goodness, I believe that is out.
That looks out to me.
Yeah, there is just a sliver of gray and that little shadow right there.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe that this will stand. That's a good eagle eye there from Lena, because as I mentioned, Pat Smith was, I don't believe he was able to make the call.
Mm-hmm. Hard Eight's already lost one challenge here on the match. They have 2 free ones left, so this does not go in their favor. They will lose another, but the Seattle Pioneers, they're off to a good start.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. 3-point lead, 1-point lead. And as we mentioned, we got a good look at it. We think that it will be the 3-point lead.
Pat Smith back to peak form, says he's feeling better than ever. And after he came back from that injury, you know, shined very brightly in Seattle and TOC. Then he got a concussion on the court, so it's been a journey.
Yeah, it has, and I think I said it was he had a knee and a hip issue. So
man problems.
Yeah, he had some knee and a hip. I was like, you're in your 30s, man. Come on.
After video review, the ball was out. The ball stands.
Good ball to challenge, though. I would if I were them.
I mean, we can see it. It's right up there on the screen. It's incredibly close.
14-11.
Ron Ponder delivering the verdict for us. Wow, that's one way to get a point back.
I mean, it's what it takes. Like I said, Lena leaving several thirds and fifths high, but her scramble ability and her length and athleticism is just so good.
She was the first round draft pick for Seattle. Megan Fudge, the second round.
And really nice step over from Pat Smith. Don't mind Yana Newell coming in hot, but he was able to keep that ball so low, almost impossible for Yana to keep that in.
It's a nice return from Tonfo.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what Pat Smith was doing right there. That's definitely his ball. He must have thought that Lena was going to step over and take it, but she was not in the vicinity.
General rule is forehand takes the middle, and then especially in mix, the man even takes a couple steps over usually.
Correct. It's an odd position. You don't think he's going to speed that ball up, and it just caught enough of deception late on the backhand for Todd Fote. Nice job, and a good job by Yana Newell, kind of picking the middle there as opposed to just pushing that ball right back to Lena.
Wide for Todd Fote.
Yeah, and I think he might have had an opportunity earlier in that point, and maybe missing that made him go for a little bit more on that last one.
29 years old, based out of Utah. Todd Fote back to return this ball. Where do you go? Where would you tell him to target the return? To Pat?
Yeah, I'd stay there.
Okay.
Don't return to Pat Smith is what I meant to say. But
still agree with that.
Yes,
thought.
but very early in the match, the drive was on point, and I think it's kind of quieted until that last point. So. Well, like I said, return to Lena. Yeah, return to Lena, Michelle.
Yeah. That one. That's the recommendation I just heard you say.
15-18.
Yeah, tough rip from the midcourt from Fote. Both players were established at the kitchen line. Gonna have to hit that to a really good spot to be successful with it. Couldn't do it.
Dave Fleming on GM and towel duty for Pat Smith, who's 2 points away from taking a 2-1 advantage. This one's starting to smell like a dream breaker. Pat Smith drops in for the Ernie. Game point for Seattle.
Yeah, really good job from Pat to be able to get that cross court. I mean, Fote and myself thought he was going to push that ball up the line. He was able to get around the outside of the ball. Really well done from him.
Yana Newell not backing away from the pressure.
Yeah, that's a great job by Yana Newell loading up with that two-hander, not allowing Pat Smith to hit his combination. And I like that from Todd Fote, especially the drop too. I think he's driven a couple and got himself in trouble. Nice job finding the drop, getting forward, and pressuring from the kitchen instead of the back of the court. That's always frustrating. And Pat was in a good spot to be offensive, but just nothing Yana can do once it clips the tape.
Game point returns to Seattle. No more freeze, but you do still have to win on your serve in this rally scoring games to 21 format. Oh, Yana Newell just saved the hard eights.
Oh my goodness gracious. I mean, some of the best put away power on tour, and Yana Newell digs two from her shoe tops. We are still playing.
And that point gives you momentum for a lot of reasons, despite trailing one here. Todd Fote will look to back up his partner. Ball is called long by Yana Newell.
Saying they both called it, and Lena is going to challenge again. Okay, here we go.
Seattle will challenge, yep.
And this is number 3.
Yeah.
Yes.
For Seattle. Or on the match.
Yeah, on the match. Yes, on the match. Still unreal that Yana
we gotta run back that sequence.
That Yana Newell got those 2 shots back with either one would have sealed the deal for the Pioneers.
Oh.
Out.
I think it's correct. Yeah,
yes,
it's out.
That is definitely out from the replay. And nice job from Yana Newell, who had one overturned earlier. And she still pulled the trigger on a tight call. That's very important to keep your confidence.
If the hard eights can come back and win this mixed doubles match, Yana Newell is responsible. Because
yes.
to me, change the course of it.
And sure, the Pioneers win this, they will carry some momentum to the second mixed. But if the 8s win this, that is huge momentum going in, because it looked very bleak there about a couple minutes ago. So
I think maybe if Pat Smith would have ripped one of those to Todd Fote, that he might not have been able to recover some of those shots that Jana Newell just dug out.
Absolutely right. And I mean, both of the ladies.
No disrespect to Todd Fote, it's just the amazing plays we just saw from Jana Newell.
It's a similar situation with Lena. I mean, she is just so scrappy and scrambly, and you think it's over, and it's not, with her getting 1 ball back, 2 balls back, and more.
Now we get to see what these players are made of. All the pressure on the line, 20 all. Let's get the verdict from Ron Ponder.
After video review, the outcall is confirmed. So these are the challenge. You've got 2 challenges left. From California, you've got 1 challenge left.
Okay.
You'll be starting at 2020.
So 2 challenges left for Seattle. The Hard Eights only have 1, and we still have 1 more mixed doubles match to go.
Time in, 2020.
Oh no, Jana Newell.
Yeah, I mean,
had it.
We've all been there before.
We've all been there, 100%. That was a rocket of a put away too. Top of the tape.
21-20.
So game point back to Seattle. Todd Fote saving the day this time.
Nice job from Todd stepping over. Big forehand from Jana, big forehand from Todd, and 21 apiece. Went for the third drive, 5th drop, and had not an easy shot, but a pretty decent look. Got to come up with that one.
Game point Seattle. Wide again, and we have a tie game once more.
Who wants it, Michelle? Who's going to take it?
How nervous are these players right now?
Oh, definitely. Butterflies are flying around, that's for sure.
22-22.
Oh, Pat Smith. That was a clutch grab. How did he get this back?
I mean, it's a great shot and great point from Todd Fote. And Pat Smith once again 4 or 5 times in this match from the full stretch with the hands, able to counterattack.
Absolutely saved the day for Seattle. Gets game point on their side. They haven't been able to capitalize. Seems like Lena's getting a little tight, maybe popping him up a little bit. Pat's trying to take up as much court as he can. You can only bail your partner out so many times.
Yes, very true, and I think you're right. Possibly a little tightness from Elena, so maybe try to put a few balls, more balls on her, but at the same time, Pat is taking a lot of court, as we saw with that one drop that bounced over in the corner. He was right in single file with Lena, so this is crunch time. This is what it's all about.
So are you still returning Pat Smith? Are you going Lena this time?
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Lena. Yeah, definitely. I've switched over. As soon as I called that Pat Smith and he had like a 5-shot offensive combination to win the point, I'm done with him.
And then their third, are they going to opt to drive it or drop it in this situation for Seattle?
I think Lena will drive.
23-22.
takes it on the angle. That was as good as a final point as we could ask for.
It's too good. I mean, it's too good. I am very happy with how the 8s played that match. They came back. They stuck with it. They played some big points later in the game. You just got to tip your cap.
So Seattle takes a 2-1 edge on the Hard 8s, who took down this team earlier in pool play, earned their way to a semifinal bye, did the Hard 8s. They now trail a game, and we have our second mixed doubles match coming up next.
Yeah, and so the switch of opponents worked for the first match. Let's see what happens in the second.
Time now to check in with Cameron Blackwood with a clutch performance from Pat Smith and Lina Padiga-Meta.
Thanks, Mish. You guys chose to put out this team instead of the other one because of the defeat. How was this one different, and why were you guys so confident you could take the win against them?
I think, yeah, we just completely strategized from what we did yesterday, and we wanted to come out with a completely new look.
You guys took that offensive timeout. What was said in it? It looked like you guys really slowed the play down and were really targeting cross-court dinks.
I know, I was just trying to play a little better. I played like absolute crap so far. But now we just try to regroup. We've had, 7 match points, and we just try to take a little bit of time, catch our breath, and then come out swinging.
Dave just said, let the people know. What was he saying?
Dave told me to let the people know how good we are.
Seattle takes that one. We're going to come right back with our second mixed doubles. Don't go anywhere.
Thanks.
Jake from State Farm, I really need to know.
Go spicy or go home, right?
What? No. What if I'm not sure I have the right coverage for my car?
Oh, your agent can help me make sure it's just what you need.
What if I accidentally hit a food truck and it gets covered in empanadas?
You can file a claim on the app. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Thanks.
Oh.
That is too spicy. That's for you.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Introducing Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball. They're ultra lightweight and responsive for incredible speed. They have Goodyear rubber outsoles with a specialized pickleball design for increased side-to-side stability and agility. Plus, they feature shock-absorbing foam and Skechers' famous relaxed fit design for incredible comfort game after game. Conquer the court in comfort. Skechers Pickleball, the official footwear of Major League Pickleball.
I just didn't want to look like everybody else. It just didn't suit who I was. It didn't fit my persona. It didn't fit my image. I rep the stuff because I love it. I rep because it's quality, and I like the fact that I look a little fly. It's been huge because it identifies me. I feel like I stand out. People reference me to the shirts all the time. They know me as the guy who wears the flashy shirts, and I'm cool with that.
Time now for our fourth and final mixed doubles game between these two teams. Seattle flipped the script after dropping an earlier match in pool play to the SoCal Hard 8s. So they had the advantage here in mixed doubles in terms of picking their matchup. They chose Pat Smith and Lina Padiga-Meta against Yana Newell and Todd Fote. They got the outcome they were looking for. Now it's Megan Fudge and Wes Burrows against Eva Radzikowska and CJ Klinger. What do the Hard 8s need to do, Adam, to get back into this match with this combination? Or I guess, what are the strengths of this mixed doubles?
Well, I'll tell you right now, they need to win this match, because if they don't, they are gone.
Yeah,
and just another important note of how nice it is to react to mixed, because we had a 21-12 and a 21-15 for the Hard 8s in mixed doubles and pool play. They are able to pick new opponents. They have already won one of those matches and now have the matchup that they like right here with Wes Burrows and Megan Fudge. But I'll tell you right now, CJ Klinger and Eva Radikowska are absolutely electric together. Eva is an awesome roller of the backhand and attacker with the backhand, and when she has that comfort of the left-handed forehand in the middle to back her up, it allows her to play very free.
Radzikowska turns 44 years old in November. Her partner, CJ Klinger, 17 years old. She brings that competitive edge but balance to the team, and a way long serve for Megan Fudge. One of the challenges of being the second mixed doubles team is you have to sit out and wait a game before you get back into the swing. If there's one person that is looking for a rebuttal from his previous performance, it's Wes Burrows.
Mm-hmm. It's a nice drive from Wes Burrows. Big fan of that forehand drive. I expect it to continue. Yeah, ambitious attack from Megan Fudge on the one-handed backhand. And I would like to see if Wes Burrows can attack off of his backhand side in this mixed doubles match. Way to weather the storm twice on the poach from Wes Burrows from Eva. Very nice job. As Wes Burrows, he can shake and he can bake. Good driver of the pickleball and crasher and poacher at the net. Ball switch. Shadow's almost gone, Michelle.
3-2.
Line winner for CJ Klinger.
Assertive, comes over and takes the third and then comes crashing forward. Nice combination from CJ. Talked about that offense from the backhand side. I wouldn't call that a sitter, but definitely a ball that Burrows has to do something with.
5-2.
Radzikowska finds the angle.
Yeah, good and lucky. She was where she needed to be, but I think that was a little catch and release there. So I think the vision is a real issue for these players. I'm noticing a few little cues that are making me think that. Because it's odd because the ball goes in and out of the shadows, and you can see half the body of Wes Burrows and CJ Klinger are in shadows and light.
The shadow being gone, it looks like the visuals are a little tougher to see. CJ Klinger, though, no issues. Down the middle finish.
He's got those young eyes.
It's got to be the tougher side, I'm guessing, on the far side for Seattle looking into the sun with a full shadowed court, but we'll see.
All right, and just an absolutely lopsided start to this match. The Hard Eight's playing a clean game. Pioneers got to get something going.
Oh. Radzikowska locked in on the backhand on the switch.
That's right. They're winning the controlled points. They're winning the scramble points. Just unbelievable gets and a nice little switcheroo at the end of that point.
CJ Klinger flies across the court.
Hey, well, Michelle, let's switch ends after about 3 minutes from when we started.
That was an obliteration. The Hard Eight storming out to an 11-2 finish.
But you said, Michelle, that you would guess, we're not on court, but you would guess that this side that the Eights were just on was the good side. So this could possibly be a situation where the Pioneers can get some momentum going on the good side now.
Because look at the faces of the Seattle Pioneers right now. Their faces are in the sun, but the court is shaded. So when you're looking in that direction, that's where the sun is coming from. Where the hard eights just were, towards that direction of the court. That has to be messing with. I mean,
no, sight lines are so important. I mean, these guys are destroying the pickleball, and they're super close to each other. If you are even a tenth or 2/10 of a second slower, that is a very big deal in this fast-paced game of pickleball.
Well, a good reset might be all that it takes. We'll see how the hard eights fare on the somewhat sunlit side. Radzikowska up for the task. CJ Klinger starts it off, sets the tone.
Well, yeah, I mean, I always talk about that combination of luck and skill, and it was all there.
Oh, Wes Burrows with a nice little counter.
Yep, he's going to need a couple more of those, as still the eights foot on the gas. They are really going for those quick points, even though that one did not work out. Yeah, and that's one of the issues, is that Westboro's drive is so good, but the first volley of Eva is very clean as well.
What is it about Eva's technique to make it such a clean finish?
She's so good on the backhand side, and it's the same technique and the same swing almost every single time. She repeats her mechanics so well.
She was ready to take the forehand on her side, and CJ Klinger jumps over. He's cagey. So athletic.
53.
And so young, 17 years old. Imagine where his game will be. Down the middle finish for Megan Fudge. She's been looking to get her game going in this one. It's been a little quiet.
Yeah, definitely. We haven't had a lot of opportunities to say her name. And a couple times now the hard eights have ended up on the switching sides in the middle of the point. Nice play from the eights, and it's completely okay for Eva to go cross court with Wes, because he has been unable to create offense on that side, and that's one of her favorite shots. So having CJ in front of Wes gives her that comfort to hit her dinks wherever she wants to.
Eva Radzikowska, owner of that point.
Yeah, caught him on the shoe, and we got a timeout here from the Pioneers. And we have seen a lot of comebacks. We have a special format here, but I'm going to go ahead and be shocked and surprised if this doesn't go to a dream breaker, Michelle.
I support you in that sentiment. This late in the game, yeah. And the way that hard eights are playing, yes.
Yes, and I'll tell you one thing. I wish we still had Sam Query in here, because I think he'd be lighting his boy up right now. They have a lot of fun banter back and forth, and some light crap talk amongst the friends.
Amongst the best friends since 8 years old. Hard eights.
Yeah,
they get this one.
But it's the classic timeout at 17-4. Hard eights waiting, and there's a powwow over here, and the Pioneers trying to figure it out. The eights just give me that ball. Let's go. I want to keep serving.
Well, at this point, you're at least just wanting to get some momentum heading into the dream breaker, right? So I would think you want to zero in on your strokes and get dialed in for. It's going to be a bloodbath of a dream breaker, I would assume.
Yeah, it would be pretty funny if the Pioneers just literally hit only ground strokes to warm up their singles game for the rest of this match.
I think you're onto something, Adam. Wes Burrows gets a hold of that one.
Hey, it starts with one, right?
It does. Only 13 more to go.
Yeah, but I mean, if I was the coach GM on the bench for the Pioneers, I'm not sure what to say. I mean, the 8s are just firing on all cylinders, soft, power, all of it.
Side out, point, 6.
If you're the winner of the 4th game when the split game situation, it has to be in your advantage, in your favor for the hard 8s to head into the Dream Breaker on this note.
Side out, point.
Okay, Eva, you just keep being you out there.
Quick game point for the hard 8s.
26.
CJ Klinger once more. We are going the distance. A Dream Breaker is in our future. What a performance from Eva Radzikowska and CJ Klinger.
My goodness, young man. And hey, you said it at the top of that match, is that experience, calmness from Eva, and then you just have that young exuberance from CJ. It's a really nice pairing, and we saw it right there.
Is that a pairing that the hard 8s established upon drafting them? Did you know that that was the duo you wanted to go together, or were you going to play around with it a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, you have to kind of take what the draft gives you, but certainly we had some targets that we were liking, and we know Eva really likes that left side, and so to just pluck her there for both mixed and gender, and playing with of course CJ the left-hander made a lot of sense to us, and we like that.
It's pretty perfect. And let's check in now. Cameron Blackwood standing by with Radzikowska and CJ Klinger heading into the Dream Breaker.
Like you said, Adam, the 2 forehands in the middle were just key for you guys on this side. A dominating 21-6 performance. What was working well for you guys in that match?
I mean, guys, look at CJ. I mean, he's an absolute beast. My job is to keep the ball in, and he does the damage. I mean, I had so much fun playing with him.
You guys now heading into Dream Breaker, changing the mindset of doubles and now to singles. What's going to be the discussion with the team before you step out?
Just give it all. This is it for today. Just go hard.
We're heading into the Dream Breaker. You guys do not want to go anywhere. Michelle, back to you.
Yeah, don't miss it. This is what we came for, right? In this first semifinal matchup, the other semifinal taking place on Grandstand, if it still is at all. What do we have here? So, reminder, back to the coin toss. The Seattle Pioneers won the toss. They got to choose the matchup for mixed doubles. Now the tables get to turn a little bit. The hard 8s get to choose the matchup here. I would imagine if you're Seattle, you're putting your top single players at the top of the order, right?
Yes, the batting order is what it is, and we're pretty established. Maybe there was a specific matchup we like, but we definitely decided we were going to go with CJ Klinger, Todd Fote, Jana Newell, and then Eva Radzikowska. So I would expect the Pioneers, very quality singles team here. Even though Pat Smith does not play much, he has those heavy hands and those heavy ground strokes. So 4 points at a time, he can hit a big serve and rip a ground stroke with the best of them. So this should be a real battle, even though I would say, not biased, just slight favorite on paper for the hard 8s.
I would say that as well. Jana Newell, especially in the women's side of things, she has been so incredibly good on the PPA Tour, making it deep runs to Championship Sunday a couple of times.
I mean, we're talking a top 7, top 10 situation here. Okay, we got an update here.
Hot off the press, you are correct.
Gracious.
Same order for the hard 8s, but wait a second. The Seattle Pioneers put out Megan Fudge first.
Oh,
Why
baby.
would they do that? Sacrificial lamb, assuming. They like Pat against Todd and Wes against Jana.
I'm not exactly sure. Megan Fudge is very good at singles. I don't think I can ever label her a sacrificial lamb, so this is going to be interesting. But let's be clear.
But against CJ Klinger, that has to be the strategy, right? We have to see what Dave Fleming has in mind with this one. Would love to get the scoop there. And then Lina Patigameta against Eva Radzikowska to round out the order. We will go 4 points in a rotation, so the first 2 players will come out for 4. Continuing on, if you're new here, this is the Dream Breaker presented by Toyota Prius.
And Michelle, it really does put up a special set of circumstances and special pressures when we get the mixed genders. When we have the ladies playing the fellas and all of that good stuff. It's kind of a sort of a lose-lose situation for the fellas, even though these ladies are so good. But as you were mentioning, Jana Newell, I mean, we're talking top 5, top 7 singles player, and we're not talking about challenger. We're talking about everyone. So this is a big, big deal to have her on the hard 8s, and man, this is going to be electric.
But you know, Lina Paziga-Meza, she's put up some good runs on the PPA tour as well. Made a couple of deep runs there in singles.
Yeah, I would say that Lina absolutely has some great court coverage ability, which we saw in doubles. Maybe slightly less power on the ground strokes than some of the other competitors, which is kind of shocking, but I would say that she is a very quality singles player, and I expect her to play big. Ron Ponder calling 15 seconds. This Dream Breaker is about to get underway. A berth in the Challenger Finals at stake.
Well, we were wondering about the strategy of putting Megan Fudge out first against CJ Klinger. Cameron Blackwood has more on that. What'd you learn from Dave, Cam?
Talked to Dave. He said that Megan wanted to go up against the guy. They want to mix it up. They want to see if the hard 8s can hang with mixing up a little bit. She also went 6-2 against Rob Nunnery yesterday, so they really like that a lot. They want to see if hard 8s can hang.
What do you think about that, Adam?
I think it's a little dicey, but I mean, I understand she went 6-2 against Rob Nunnery, but I mean that's a sliver in time, a small sample size. As I mentioned, I do think the 8s have an advantage on paper, so possibly that is factoring into the decision. If we go with our standard chalk lineup, they have a slight edge. Let's mix it up and see if we can create some chaos and some awkward matchups.
Okay. That's fair. And if it works, he'll look like a genius.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. So.
Time in. 0-0.
Well, she gets one.
Yeah, 2 drives and then a lob. Very, very interesting play. Worked out.
Megan Fudge with a clean winner on CJ Klinger.
Come on, Megan.
Wow, a 2-0 lead for Seattle. Make that 3-0. Megan Fudge with her kids watching front and center.
3-0.
Wow. Couldn't get it a third time. CJ Klinger comes away with 1, but my goodness, Dave Fleming is looking to be like the strategist.
He needed that one. He needed that one. So who? I mean, I don't know. The way Cam described it, it might have just been Megan Fudge wanting it so bad.
You're right.
Who knows?
That's a good point. Sounds like it was, and that's a clean winner from Todd Fote. A little bit of finesse on the angle.
And he does play some singles on tour. Very quality tennis background as well from both fellas.
All 4 players, Division I college tennis backgrounds. It's a nice play from Pat Smith.
I mean, that is just a disgusting cross-court volley with a lot of backspin and side spin moving away from his opponent. Well done from Pat Smith.
Oh, he had it for the taking. Pat Smith just missed.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very good shot from Todd Fote, but he was completely out of position, so you're exactly right. If Pat could have just put a little more paddle on that ball.
Oh, Pat Smith just lofts it in.
Yeah, that was a little fortunate, but either way, a very nice ball from Pat Smith. He found that sliver in the back corner with the two-handed backhand. That two-handed backhand singles and doubles has been a weapon for him.
Wes Burrows steps to the stage against Jana Newell, who sends the return wide. A 6-3 lead now for Seattle. What a tone Megan Fudge set at the top of the order. Jana Newell gets one.
And she went body with her first shot. I couldn't believe. I wasn't sure if she was going to push line or go angle. She just challenges the body of Wes Burrows. Let's go, Jana.
Overcooks it wide. Is there more pressure when you're matching up against a guy as a lady to try to overpower him or hit your angles a little bit?
Possibly,
better?
yeah. You could possibly go for more, and I would say maybe mentally more for the man, though, actually.
Interesting. Jana Newell gets the fans on her feet. What a performance.
She's just so little. I love it. She's just running around out there, just smacking that ball. It's so good.
So fun to watch. Eva Radzikowska and Lina Padigameta in their rotation. Lina surrenders the air there.
There's that athleticism and court coverage from Lina. She was on the string that whole point and was able to just get a couple more balls back and force the error from Eva.
That's exactly where Eva Radzikowska wanted it. 1 point could tie it for the Hard Eights.
Yeah, great job from Eva taking a little bit off that last volley and playing it short in the court. And Eva, you can see that brace on her knee. Not a huge issue, but the reason why she doesn't play more singles on the tour.
A split situation is what we had there all the way through. 2 through 4, all split 2 points each. Megan Fudge was the only one that got 3 to 1, and that is the difference. We'll see if she can do the same here. Oh. Hot potato. Megan Fudge beats him to the punch.
She's playing big, just moving so well. I mean, multiple times for an open court, and those gaps are closing quickly from Megan Fudge.
Megan Fudge gets 2. And the Seattle Pioneers, the first team to 11. What a wild dream breaker we've seen so far. I love when the guys go against the ladies.
Oh, yeah.
I do. I just love it. It's so fun. It's fun to watch.
I mean, I think everyone does. I think that's pretty clear cut at this point. But as I was saying earlier, some of those mental hurdles, it's a lose-lose situation. You're supposed to win as the #1 male player. Starts getting in your head a little bit, and here we are.
Takes a clip off the tape and a clean winner for CJ Klinger.
Probably a little tighter than he wanted to on that let tape, but hey, he got the job done.
It's a lot of pressure for a 17-year-old to carry. What a shot. I was going to say wide.
Well, she kind of started the celebration and stopped, so her reaction said it all. She just kind of shook her head. Okay, it was wide.
Split situation, 2 and 2, CJ Klinger and Fudge. So back to Pat Smith and Todd Fote. Pat Smith gets the first.
Yeah, good look at the cross-court forehand from Todd Fote. Couldn't come up with it. Pretty quality first volley a couple times in this dream breaker from Pat Smith. Another first volley with the two-hander from Todd Fote, forcing Smith to be moving when he struck that pass attempt.
10-12.
Got 2 tapes from Fote, one on the forehand side, one on the backhand side. Got to find a way to make Pat play a volley.
13-10.
Pat Smith went big. Split situation, 2 points each. Yana Newell comes back to the stage. Westboro with more pressure on his side, you would say?
I would say so.
11-13.
I wish we had a boxing tale of the tape here. Reach and weight and everything between Yana and Wes.
Yes. It's necessary, I would say. Yana Newell whips it cross court. She is so fun to watch.
Such a big return to the forehand side as well. Wes loves his forehand, so of course he's going to take a step to his left to protect his backhand. Nice job, Yana.
Yana Newell, absolutely fearless.
Oh my goodness. I mean, that's not even a full release. That's a mid-pace roller inside out of the reach of her very capable opponent.
She could tie it here. Wide that time. Another split situation, 2-2. The Seattle Pioneers only with a 2-point edge because of that very first rotation of Megan Fudge and CJ Klinger.
It might come down to those two again.
Eva Radzikowska hangs in the play.
You hear the chant. Roll the dice. Let's go 8s.
14-15.
Just back for Radzikowska. Lina takes one.
Yeah, kiss off the tape, threw off her rhythm. Stepping into that forehand in a pretty good position, but sails it long.
16-14.
Oh no, a bounce, just barely catching the line.
What a nice little stutter step there from Eva Radzikowska to get her feet set and whip through that two-hander. I know she hit the tape, but just putting herself in perfect position.
Another let cord will go in favor of Eva Radzikowska. Tie game.
Yeah, that one was a little more lucky. The other one was going to be a good shot either way, but that one was very fortunate for the
And that
ace.
could be the difference here. Megan Fudge has to put her heroics on display once more. Oh, that is a missed serve by CJ Klinger.
So tough to tell in real time on the far end of the court.
It was just slightly long.
I believe I did too.
Appears CJ did as well. Oh, Megan Fudge thought she had it. CJ Klinger gets one.
Nice backhand carve there from CJ Klinger, forcing Megan to go for that passing shot out of her strike zone.
This is so crazy. That's a good corner from CJ Klinger.
Yeah, that's a great spot from CJ.
18-17.
Megan Fudge pulls through. Split performance, 2-2.
It's tough. You almost don't want to give her an angle, but I saw CJ return middle earlier, and she was able to come up with a pass from that position as well.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Pat Smith missed it. He missed it.
That was almost like rec play, like I'll just take it a little bit off just so I don't hurt the guy. I can't believe he went to guide that ball inside out.
Big response, though. Todd Fote almost got it back.
I mean, these first volleys from Pat, it's maybe a couple airs sprinkled in, but when he makes them, they are amazing.
Todd Fote drops in a dropper.
Lefty. He went lefty right there in the biggest point of the match. Let's go, Todd Fote.
Todd Fote could finish it here. Game point for the Hard Eights. Match is sealed, and the Hard Eights are moving on to their first championship appearance in Major League Pickleball.
All right, Eights.
You're supposed to be unbiased
Yes,
here.
I am unbiased.
Oh, that was crazy.
I thought I called that match very unbiased, but I will admit I am excited that they won. It's okay. It's okay.
I mean, wow. Both sides deserve a ton of credit in that Dream Breaker performance. It is worthy of hugs across the board. Every single player contributed. Every single player put their best out there. That was one of the most fun Dream Breakers I've seen.
Yes, I couldn't have said it better myself. It really was tight. I mean, tense moments, just good stuff, and what MLP is all about. I love it.
Some of the best players in the
Oh, I want to know what their reaction was when they saw the top of the order was Megan Fudge. And that Megan Fudge went up 3-1 in that sequence. My goodness. What a wild ride it's been. And we still have one more match to go. And we also need to check in with the Hard Eights on their way to the finals. Cameron Blackwood is with them.
Thanks, Mish. Hard Eights making it to the finals tomorrow. CJ, I just want to know your reaction when you see Megan Fudge's name up against you first.
Well, I know she's a really good singles player, so I just have to try my best. I just didn't go like I wanted it to, but my team carried me.
And over here we have Eva. This is going to be your third finals you've been in. Two-time former MVP. What did you tell your team before stepping out?
Oh, I didn't have to tell them anything. Like, they won it, we won it. And this is so special, you know, I live in Atlanta. To make it to the final in Atlanta, I'm like getting emotional. That means everything.
And you also going up against Pat Smith, going up against the guy. Did you know that your ground strokes were going to be key when he's coming up to the net?
I was going actually against Wes, and I think it definitely helps the girl when she's playing against the guy, because definitely there's no pressure, and I think the pressure's on the guy, and I think Wes felt it.
At least I got the guy right. And just how special is this team, the Hard Eights, making it to their first final?
I'm just happy part to be with this team. It's awesome, but we're not done yet.
Not done yet. We will see them tomorrow in the final. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Major League Pickleball.
Major League Pickleball by Margaritaville. Brought to you by HSS, the official hospital of Major League Pickleball. Skechers. Experience comfort on the court with Skechers Pickleball. ProXR Pickleball. Innovation you can handle. And DUPR. Dynamic Universal Pickleball Rating. Innovate the game. Unify the sport.